Sony has scheduled a press event for February 26th at around 3 to 4 p.m. London time, where they are set to announce two new lenses, the Sony 400 to 800mm f6.3 to 8.0G and the Sony 16mm f1.8G. However, sources have hinted at something even bigger coming soon after the CP Plus show, possibly the highly anticipated Sony A7V and a new stunning GM lens. While confirmation isn't 100% yet, Sony had already registered a new camera in China last December. Typically, it takes around 4 months for a registered camera to be officially announced, meaning the A7V could arrive by April at the latest. With these major releases on the horizon, Sony fans have a lot to look forward to. On December 4th, a new Sony camera with the model number WW773396 was registered in China. Notably, it features dual-band Wi-Fi, a hallmark of mid to high-end Sony cameras, rather than entry-level models. Based on past release cycles, we can expect this camera to launch around early April 2025. Many industry insiders speculate that this could be the highly anticipated Sony A7V, the successor to the A7 IV, which has been a fan favorite among hybrid shooters. The second registered camera, W277226, was recorded in Indonesia on January 20th and is manufactured in Thailand. Since Sony camcorders are typically produced in Shanghai, this strongly suggests that the new model will be an E-mount camera. While details remain scarce, the possibility of this being another exciting addition to Sony's Alpha series cannot be ignored. Given Sony's tendency to introduce major updates to its lineup every few years, it would not be surprising if one of these cameras introduces a new generation of sensors or processing technology. When discussing the upcoming A7V, two scenarios emerge regarding how Sony might approach this release. One represents a more conservative update, while the other envisions a more ambitious leap forward. This division reflects broader trends in the camera industry, where manufacturers must balance innovation with practicality. Some users prioritize cutting-edge technology, while others prefer stability and refinement over drastic changes. Scenario 1. Sony maintains the fundamental structure of the A7 IV while incorporating incremental improvements. This approach prioritizes refinement over revolution, appealing to professionals and enthusiasts who seek reliability. The A7V is expected to retain the 33-megapixel full-frame Exmor R-CMOS sensor from the A7 IV, providing excellent dynamic range and low-light performance. It may upgrade to the Bionz XR processor with AI enhancements, similar to what was introduced in the A9 III, improving autofocus speed, real-time subject tracking, and computational photography features. Advanced AI-based autofocus will likely be implemented, improving subject recognition for people, animals, and even vehicles. The camera is also expected to support continuous shooting of up to 10 frames per second, FPS, using a mechanical or electronic shutter. A significant enhancement could be the upgrade to a 5.76 million dot True Finder OLED EVF from the previous 3.68 million dot version, offering a sharper and more immersive viewing experience. Ergonomically, the A7V may borrow improvements from the A9 III, featuring a more comfortable grip and better button placement. In terms of video features, 4K 60 FPS recording is anticipated, with Sony's excellent 10-bit 422 color depth for superior post-production flexibility. While not a groundbreaking update, this scenario would still provide a more refined experience for current Sony users who appreciate incremental but meaningful improvements. This type of upgrade strategy aligns with Sony's history of refining its best-selling models before making major overhauls in future generations. For those hoping for a significant leap forward, this scenario too envisions a much more ambitious A7V with cutting-edge capabilities. It could feature a new 44-megapixel full-frame Exmor R-CMOS sensor, IMX366, offering higher resolution and improved readout speeds. The camera may support continuous shooting of up to 20 frames per second, with the potential for 26 frames per second if Sony unlocks the full capabilities of the sensor, making it a formidable choice for sports and action photographers. Video performance could be elevated with the inclusion of 4K 120 frames per second and possibly even 8K 30 frames per second recording, positioning the A7V as a true hybrid powerhouse. Like in Scenario 1, the EVF is expected to be a 5.76 million true finder OLED, providing an even more detailed and responsive viewfinder experience. AI advancements could push autofocus capabilities even further, improving real-time eye tracking for humans and animals in both still and video shooting. Additionally, the camera's ergonomics and build might borrow design elements from the A9 III for enhanced handling and durability. The second scenario pushes the A7V into flagship-level performance territory, potentially rivaling even higher-end models. However, given that Sony's flagship A1i has not yet embraced CF Express 4.0, it's unlikely that the A7V will either. If Sony chooses this path, it could redefine expectations for mid-range full-frame cameras and close the gap between the A7 and A1 series, further blurring the lines between high-end consumer and professional models. If Sony follows its usual pricing strategy, the A7V will likely land in the mid-$2,000 range. The A7 IV currently sits at a discounted price of $2,098, making room for its successor to occupy a slightly higher price bracket. The level of upgrades will ultimately determine whether the price stays close to its predecessors or sees a more significant increase. Price sensitivity will play a crucial role in how well the A7V is received, as the market for mirrorless cameras has become increasingly competitive with strong offerings from Canon, Nikon, and even newcomers like Panasonic's full-frame Lumix series. Sony must balance pricing and features to ensure the A7V remains attractive without cannibalizing sales from its higher-end models. Another point of speculation surrounds the A7S series, particularly the long-awaited A7S IV. While some expected an announcement in 2024, there's a growing belief that Sony might merge this line into an updated FX3II instead. If this proves true, it would signify a shift in Sony's strategy, prioritizing its cinema-focused FX series over a dedicated low-light A7S successor. This move would align with Sony's increasing focus on content creators and filmmakers, as the FX3 has already gained popularity in the video production community. While some dedicated A7S users may be disappointed by this shift, others may welcome the expanded video-centric features that an FX3II could offer. As Sony prepares for multiple camera announcements in 2025, expectations are high. The A7V seems almost certain, but the degree of its upgrade remains to be seen. Will Sony take the safe and steady route with an incremental update, or will they surprise us with a high-performance, feature-packed powerhouse? For many users, the conservative approach might be enough to justify an upgrade, especially with autofocus and EVF improvements. However, for those seeking cutting-edge performance, the possibility of a 44-megapixel sensor with 8K recording is enticing. Additionally, the potential shift of the A7S line into the FX series could mark a turning point in how Sony positions its hybrid cameras. One thing is clear: Sony is gearing up for an exciting year, and the upcoming announcements could shape the mirrorless camera market for years to come.